Video. Today, I want to talk to you about detachment. Now, this is one concept that has literally changed my life and my business. And I want to bring this conversation to you today because if you are a light worker, if you're a spiritual soul-led entrepreneur and you want to be able to fulfill your purpose while creating wealth, one of the things that you are going to need to learn and embody is the concept of detachment. Now, what does it mean to detach? To detach means that to take your energy away from something. One of the biggest things that create resistance in you manifesting money in your business or you manifesting wealth in your life is the fact that you are attached to outcomes, is the fact that you are attached to your actions, and is the fact that you are attached to money. Now, one is, you see, everything that you attach yourself to in this external world is because there is a part of you that believes that there is not enough of that thing. It means that each time that you're attaching yourself to an outcome, you're attaching yourself to some time, to something or to a human being, it's because you are grounded in scarcity, right? So scarcity literally is the root cause of every attachment. So it's the belief that there is not enough. And because I believe that there is not enough for me, for you, for us, and out there, I need to attach myself to this one because this is the only way and this is the only thing. So if I just attach myself, then it means that this thing is not going to leave because it's scarce. So each time that you see yourself being attached to somebody, attached to money, attached to an outcome, there is a part of you that believes that there is not enough men, enough money, enough opportunities, or enough anything. And what happens is that when you attach yourself to something, you unplug out of the frequency of abundance, and again, you tap into the frequency of lack, and you unplug out of the frequency of infinite potential and possibility, and you attach yourself into the realm of predictability and predictability and probability. This is because the part of you that exists in that realm of possibility, infinite possibility, is the higher version of the higher you, the you at the highest frequency. This is what we mean by higher you. It's not like a different you. It just means you, when your energy, when your vibration is at its highest and at its peak. So when that version of you exists in that realm of potential, and she is not attached to anything. She's not attached to people. She's not attached to outcomes. She's not attached to money, because here's the thing, she lives in the realm that she understands that everything is available and possible. So in order for you to detach, first of all, this means that you need to shift out of that frequency of lack, of grounding into scarcity, and ground yourself in abundance. It means that you need to stop seeing that this person is the only person that exists in the world for you, this money is the only money that there is right now, or this opportunity is the only thing that there is, because that is not true. The truth is that that is an illusion, and that is the concept of the mind to keep you stuck and to keep you small and to get you thinking and believing in lack. Because the more when you believe in lack, the less you're going to operate from your highest frequency and the highest version of self, and therefore the less you are going to manifest from your highest timeline and your quickest timeline. So if you want to be able to actually manifest from the highest timeline and the quickest timeline, one of the biggest things you need to do is detach. So when you detach, it means that you believe that there's abundance. The abundance, for example, if you have this money and this is the only amount of money that exists, and you get an intuitive leading to use it to do something, you detach from it and you let it go, because you believe that there's a belief that you hold that there is abundance of money out there, and not just out there, it's gonna come to you in different and infinite and in abundant way. Same as a human being, you attach yourself to, oh, the love of my life, the only friend, the only family, the only person, the only thing that I have, because the belief that maybe there's no one out there that you're going to ever find. And that is because you're vibrating at a frequency of scarcity. But when you are vibrating at a frequency of abundance, what happens is that you know that, okay, if this person leaves, there is always more, enough, and abundant people out there that are going to come that are even better and that are going to even be more expansive than this opportunity or this person. So getting out of scarcity and grounding yourself in abundance is the thing that is going to get you to detach yourself money, detach yourself from people, and detach yourself from opportunity. One thing is with attachment that I want you to understand is that each time that you attach yourself to something, maybe an action that you take in your business, let's say you put a post out there, you write an offer, you are attached to somebody should buy, somebody should, all of that. What happens is that you actually create resistance, because attachment comes with worry, right? An attachment, after you attach to something, you start trying to be in control. And when you are being in control, you are literally trying to manipulate the outcome, because you want the outcome that is going to favor you and not the outcome that should be. Literally, it's like when you are attached to something, you start trying to control the situation just so that, because your ego wants a specific outcome, and if your ego doesn't have that specific outcome, it's going to feel like it's a failure or it's not good enough and all of that. So when you are attached, you're going to start being in this energy of control, and control comes with chasing, control comes with trying to manipulate, control comes with worry, control comes with anxiety, control comes with being worried. So each time that you are being worried about something, you are trying to control it, and you're trying to control it because you are in attachment to that thing. So, and when you are in an attachment, you're controlling the thing, guess what? You create resistance. You create resistance because right now, then and there, your energy is no longer open and in flow. Your energy is stuck. And more than that, God, universe, and universal force cannot really support you and be in control when you are in control. Because what you want to understand is that you are a creative being, right? And you are a powerful spiritual being. And as a powerful spiritual being, we have this concept called free will, meaning that when God, source energy, and spirits cannot act on your behalf against your free will. Before they do anything, you need to be aligned, and you need to be in alignment with your will, meaning that you need to agree to it. So the moment that you are trying to control something, now source energy, spirit guides, and all the angels, the spiritual realm cannot support you because you are already in control, and because they respect your will, and they respect your authority and your own power as an entity, they are not going to be of support to you. So it's literally what I always say, like, if you're in control, God cannot be in control. But when you are in control because you are attached to something, you are in this worry or in this thing of trying to manage, to manipulate, to be in charge of it, you then literally are saying, okay, God, move away from it, right? Don't help me in it because I am in charge, or spirit or angels or the spiritual support, my spiritual team, don't help me with this because I am in control. But when you let go, you surrender, you detach, what happens is that your spirit team take control. And when your spirit team take control, it's impossible for you to fail in that thing. And it's impossible for that thing to go in the way that may not be the way it should or it's supposed to happen. So this means that when things are happening in your life and you start being attached and you start being worried, maybe money is running out and you start being in that scarcity way of thinking, and you start being attaching yourself to outcome and like, oh, it should happen like this, it should happen like that. In that moment, all the spiritual assistance that you need is going to pull itself back because you are in control. But when you let go and you surrender, what you're saying is, oh, okay, there's this. I am surrendering this to you, Source. I'm surrendering this to you, God. And as a result, I choose not to worry about it because I know that you are in control. And I know that my angels, my guide, are in control. And I know that the higher self and the higher beings are in support of me, and they've got this. So it's a sense of trust in the masculine, right? It's a sense of letting go of control and leaning back, trusting that they've got your back because you have surrendered, then they can step in. But if you're in control, they can't step in. And this is what creates the biggest resistance when it comes to manifesting or making money in your business with most people. It's like they always are attached to everything. You're attached to the post you put out there. You want to know how many likes, how many comments. You're attached to the offer you create, and you're attached to the content. You're attached to the video you put on. You're attached to everything. And how you know you are attached to it is when you start trying to control it, right? When you start trying to control what happens with that thing. When you start trying to maybe act in a certain way so that that person shouldn't leave you, that person shouldn't go, or you're trying to overmanage it, micromanage it. And that is actually against spiritual law, because then you're breaking another thing or another person's free will to be and do whatever they desire. So this means that if somebody, for example, or money decide that, okay, they don't want to stay in your hand right now, they want to move from your hand into another person's hand because there's a purpose that money wants to fulfill in that person's hands right now through you, then and you're like, no, I can't let go of this money. I need to hold on to this money. What you're doing is that you're going against the free will of money, because money is also an entity, right? Like, it's not just a thing. Everything that exists in this physical realm is energy, meaning that even this is energy, right? It's simply energy that has been condensed to form this piece of matter. So it has life in itself. And because it has life in itself, it also has a separate, it's a being that is one with you, but also that chooses to express himself or itself differently than you. And when you do that, you're actually going against the free will of that thing. When you do that, you're going against the free will of money to actually serve its purpose. For it's the same thing if you want to take another human being. Let's say you're attached to a man, you're attached to a person, and they're like, okay, when they are away, you're worried about them. Oh, are they okay? You're checking if they have texted you and all of these things. What happened is that in that moment, it's not just that you're worried about them, you're trying to control them. And because you're trying to control them, you're going against natural law, which is like, let everyone have their own free will. You're trying to control, okay, have they texted me? And if they've not, okay, maybe you are trying to text them so that they text you back from this very controlling and manipulative and attached place, not truly from a place of genuine care and love and concern from that person. So when you do that, you'll notice that you're always anxious, and this is for the people who have the anxious attachment style, and maybe you're very avoidant for the people who have a very avoidant attachment style, or you're a mixture of both, right? So, and one thing you need to understand again is that on any of these attachments, be anxious or non-anxious attachment style, which are literally coping mechanisms that we learn from childhood to actually attach ourselves to our guardian and parents because they were not present to give us the love that they need. It's like literally ways that we try to get our need met and get the people to stay in our lives, right? So when you do this, what happens is that you are trying, in a sense, to prove that you are worthy of that thing. You're trying to say, prove that you're worthy of that thing. You're trying to chase that thing down, which is control. You're trying to be like, oh, I'm going to prove to you that I'm worthy of you because I'm going to chase after you. But the thing is, when you detach, you don't chase. When you are detached, you don't chase, you attract. When you detach, you don't go after things. You're the only reason you are going after things and chasing the money, chasing the man, is because you are attached to it. And because you're attached, you're trying to control it by chasing it. And you think that the more you try to control it and chase it, the more it's going to come to you. But the more you try to control it and chase it, the more it's going to go away from you. So attraction works differently. Attraction works in, I know my worth, I am worthy. And because I am worthy, everything that I desire comes to me. And not because from a place of, oh, it has to come to me, but simply because of I am. I simply am. And because I am vibrating in the frequency of abundance, that I'm enough in myself. I am enough and I have enough money. I have enough friends. I am enough in me. And because I am enough and I live in this place of abundance, then I'm going to detach. I'm going to detach and believe also in divine alignment. So the other thing is that when you've detached from outcome, from people and stuff, what happens is that you realize that you everything, you notice that everything happens for you instead of against you. One of the things that make people attach themselves is because they of the belief in separation, and then there's a belief of in good and bad or evil, or something is against me. But the truth is, nothing is ever really against you in this life. There's no evil that can happen to you. It's only even when the things happen that are bad, they are meant to happen, and it's just working for you in ways that you may not want it to, but it's happening in the way it should. And there's a difference. It's happening in the way it should. And because it's happening in the way it should, it's for you. So it's never really against you. We live in a very polarizing world, which is like, you're fighting me, I'm fighting you, and like all of these things. But all that there is just oneness in all things. Even the things that you think that is working against you, it's never really working against you. It's working for you. It's just working for you in a way that you don't want it to, but it's working in the way that it should, in the way that you need it to. Right? So, and when you understand this, you are going to stop creating resistance where there is no resistance, and attaching yourself. If you want something to make $50,000, and the next 24 hours, you say it must happen in the next 24 hours and all of that, and it doesn't happen, and you see that as failure, and you see that as something happening against you, then you've missed the point, because it's not. It's simply maybe showing you the lesson that you need to learn in that moment so that you can elevate and become a match for that. So, but when you are attached, when you are like, it should happen my way. It should happen now. It should be now. It should be here. He should do this. He should do that. It should be this. All of that is because, of course, there's a belief that it's against you. But what if it's not really against you? What if it's for you? What if all things are working together for your good? Because it actually is. Even when it's what you think is a bad thing or evil, it's simply an illusion of what is not. It's simply an illusion of light, of truth, of love, of peace, of God. Because that's all that there is. All that there is oneness, and all that there is everything happening for you. Now, this means that even the things that happen that you don't like are happening for you. So you detach. You detach from things and giving meaning to things that they don't have, and making things and creating resistance in your life. If you want to become the most magnetic to wealth, to money, to men, to abundance, and everything that you desire, you learning to live a very detached life is going to change your life. Now, it doesn't mean a careless life, because one of the things that most people get mixed is the difference between being careless and being detached. Being careless meaning that you don't care at all. It's like you give a F to everything, right? But if you care and you detach, is different. Caring and detaching is different. It's like, I care for you, but I am not attached to you, meaning that I'm not glued to you. If you're not, I'm going to be fine. I know I'm going to get another, right? But being careless is, I don't really care at all. And that is like recklessness. We don't want that. That's not what we are talking about. If you are attached, because the flip side of being attached is being reckless, is that I don't care. No, that's still a wounded theme. That's still a wounded side. It's same as attachment comes from a wound, which is maybe you had parents that abandoned you, or that rejected you, or that they give you the emotional attachment that you need. So you look for things to attach yourself to so that you get that emotional validation that you needed from childhood. That's not what we are talking about, because recklessness also gives you that. It's like you cared for people in the past, and maybe they didn't really, show you love in childhood and all that. So you're like, you don't really care. No, we care. I care and love to be loved, and give love and share my heart and share with light with the world. But it's like, do not do it from an attached place. So there's detachment is literally the balancing. Detachment is the balancing between carelessness and being attached. It's like coming to a place where I care, but I am not attached. Right? I'm not attached emotionally. So attachment is not like physically gluing yourself, but it's like the thought you're giving to that thing, the emotions you're giving to that thing, the attention you're giving to that thing that you shouldn't. that maybe you should be giving to yourself. And another thing is that each time that you're attached to something, instead of giving that energy, that attention to that thing, give it to yourself. Go within and give it to yourself. Give yourself that love that you're attached and trying to give somebody who is not really there, who doesn't want it, or the attachment you're giving to a post that you put on social media and you want 20,000 comments and likes on it, or the reels you want to go viral, or the content you want to go viral, or the attachment and the energy you're worried and thinking about to give it to yourself. Go watch a movie, go have fun, go enjoy your life. Give it to yourself, because when you give that to yourself, you're going to fill your cup, and therefore you're not going to need to get the validation that that post, that person, or that money is going to give you. You are going to be full of it from other sources that is not from that thing. So give yourself the validation and give yourself the love, and then you're not going to need that thing, right? And when you don't need that thing to give you the validation anymore, then you become complete, and then become whole, and then become your highest version of self, and you're vibrating at your best frequency, and you become a match for more beautiful things, more beautiful opportunity, and the life of your dream. So this is not about you being careless. It's about you being detached. And being detached means falling in love with you, and obsess over you rather than that thing, than that post or that offer or that sales or that team or whatever. And this is the energetics of life and the energetics of business that control our reality. Anything that you attach yourself to, you create resistance towards receiving. Anything you attach yourself to, attaching yourself to the time of your manifestation, the when, the how, you actually create resistance to actually making it happen. When you detach, it's going to happen faster. And one of the biggest thing that you can give yourself is a gift of detachment. Detach from the outcome, detach from the meaning, detach from people. And it doesn't mean don't love people. It means love people, but do not have any expectation in return. Do not expect people to act in a certain way, because that's a form of attachment. So go love yourself and know that all things are working together for you, and let go of control. Surrender. Let go of control and let that thing have its life. And then you're going to see your life change. I'm glad to have you in this video today. Hope this changed your life and this shifted something. Sending you lots of love.